Hello and welcome to Tokyo 2020 in 120 minutes right here under the leadership of Podcast Studio. My name is Olawale Ayeni and I'll be your host for today. Here with me in the studio is Alpha. Alpha, how you doing?
Well, as you can see, I'm doing well. Finally, we've come to the very end of what has been a very eventful Olympics.
Of course. Wale join us all the way from London. Wale, how you doing?
I am doing very well, thank you. It's so nice to be here with you again today. While we take a roundup on a not too good Olympics for Nigeria, but we see what happens.
Of course, Vivian join us all the way from Sheffield. Vivian, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
I can see you're putting on the green color today. Are you supporting Team Nigeria all the way from London? They actually arrived at the country today. I thought you'd be in this Abuja airport to actually welcome them.
Yeah, I'm very happy for the team, and I really loved watching the video and just the support that they had at the airport.
Of course, before we go to Team Nigeria arrival at the Abuja International Airport, we would like to play a video from sports editor, talking about the leadership sports editor Salifu Usman. His report from right there in Tokyo. Please stay tuned.
Hello, good evening. I'm Salifu Usman, reporting live from Tokyo Olympic. After 2 weeks of dramas, emotions, highs and lows, the delayed 2022 Olympic will climax on Sunday. The delayed game, branded as the strangest in the history of games, had its fair shares of dramas on and off the sporting arena. Team Nigeria is of no exception, but in the middle of all the distraction, Nigeria made a remarkable progress in the Tokyo game. Here are some of the amazing facts about Nigeria's performance and the Tokyo Olympic game. First, Team Nigeria bagged 2 medals, a silver and a bronze, placing her 28 on the medal table out of 205 participating countries at the game, and finished 4th among the 54 African countries that took part in the Olympic game. Nigeria got a bronze medal in the long jump for the first time 25 years after Chioma Ajunwa won a gold medal in Atlanta 96. The team also won a silver medal in wrestling, first Olympic medal ever in the history of sport. Nigeria's Olympian made 5 record finals at the Tokyo Olympic Game and set several new personal best records in athletics, with Enoch Adegoke emerging the 3rd Nigerians to go to the final of the men 100-meter event and the first 100-meter Olympian finalist since 1996, clocking 10:00 in hit 2 of the semi-final. 25 years after Davison Ejinwa achieved the same feat at Atlanta 96. As the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport put it, and I quote, "Most of our athletes are young and experiencing Olympics for the first time. They remain committed patriots who have gave their all and have nothing but a pride for their tenacity and commitment to deliver smiles to the faces of Nigeria. We have started build a new generation of young Nigerian athletes. There is much hope. Olympic 2020 hashtag." Though Nigeria performance at the Tokyo Olympic Games may have fell short of the expectation of many Nigerians, but it cannot be adjudged to be a fluke. Nigeria performed better at the Tokyo Olympic Games when compared with London 2020 Olympic with 0 medals and the Rio 2060 Olympic with 1 bronze medal. The team Nigeria's chances of improving our medal ranking was that on Wednesday, as the medal hopeful, the dancing lady Odunayo Adekorowe, lost by a pitfall in the 56 category of the women wrestling. In the 57 category, she was leading the Madobian lady 8-0 with just few minutes away to pick the victory, but when the unfortunate thing happened and she lost the fight by a pinfall to the Macedonian lady, and that ended her own hope of winning Olympic medal. Yes, Nigeria team may not have won all the medals Nigeria wanted them to win at the Tokyo, but I am one of those who simply believe that Nigerians have done well, given our judging by our performance at the last edition. Their performance at the Tokyo Olympic is a significant improvement on the team, and those current athletes who represent Nigeria at the Tokyo Olympic Games have given all their best, and they have done the country proud. That is the way I simply sign out the Tokyo 2020 Olympic report. Mr. Wale Ayeni, right now I am the narrator airport trying to board back to Nigeria, and by the special grace of God, I should be in Nigeria on Saturday. This is the way I hereby sign out by simply telling you that thank you, narrator. Yeah, sure.
I really like the ending part. Him, getting to speak Japanese in that particular one. Wale, we've heard the report from Asalifu right there in Tokyo, talking about that team and just participation at the Olympic Games, and he actually said this is one of the best outing for Team Nigeria over the last 3 Olympics. Let's get your reaction.
Yeah. Well, that's a subject of immense debate. It all depends on what school of thought you actually belong to. Best performance in Nigeria at the Olympic Games, I definitely will not agree with that. And I've got my reasons for saying that. 25 years ago, we won 2 gold medals, and now we're struggling. That's 25 years ago. I mean, we should have improved on those 2 gold medals, one by Chimaju and the other by the under 23 Olympic Eagles. 25 years after that, we should have worked hard. We should have be celebrating more than we have at this very moment. 25 years after that, we should not be discussing or debating the shameful event of having 10 of our athletes banned and another one, suspended and thrown out of the Olympics. 25 years after that, we should not be debating issues of what kit to wear or not. 25 years after, we should not be talking about when teams are arriving in Tokyo, Japan for the Olympic Games. 10 hours flight. Some of the teams, especially basketball team, spent about 34 hours, to an Olympics opening. So all this, so how have we fared better? I mean, you improve at things. If we were at the stage 25 years ago and we've not improved, instead we've gone back, then how do we say we fared better? I don't know. It's like I said, it's a subject of immense debate, and we could sit down here all day. We could sit down here until probably 2024 and still debate it on the issue of what we've done wrong or what we've done right. Enoch Adegoke fine is young, so is Kingston, or the 17-year-old from America, 17 years old. Okay, Enoch is not 17. We've seen a 12 or 13-year-old win on an Olympic medal for Japan, albeit in skateboarding and what have you. So I'm not saying this to say it's the fault of the athletes. I mean, they can only give what they have been programmed to give. Okay, I cannot blame for one day, for 1 minute, any of these marvelous Nigerian athletes that went there to do their fatherland proud. No, not at all. I wouldn't do that because they've given their all to do it. So I think I know in the course of the program we'll be talking about our preparations and all, but to think this is an immensely improved performance by Team Nigeria and the Nigerian Olympic Committee, or the sports ministries, or the federation or federations are saying, I'll say capital no, we're not there yet.
Alpha, let's get your thoughts before I go to Vivian.
I mean, absolutely. I completely agree with Wale. Saying this is one of the best Olympics we've participated in, I completely disagree with that. You cannot say an Olympics where we have athletes being banned. Um, there was even a protest. That's the first time an Olympic team will be
Mm,
going to participate in an Olympic and going out on protest. In fact, on the day of the protest, other athletes were wondering what's really wrong with these guys. And you need all these kind of things around the Olympics, and you say it's one of the best we've had. I do not agree with that. Yes, you could say yes. In Rio, we won just one medal, but this time we won two. But like Wale completely said, we cannot be talking about be happy about just winning just two medals. 25 years after, we won two gold medals. By now, we should be talking going to the Olympics with the hope of at least getting like not less than five medals and above, and not saying not coming home with a bronze and a silver medal, and we roll out the red carpet for them as if we yes fine they were able to, do something in spite of what transpired. Not mainly the fault of the athletes anyway, but the fault of those in charge of the sport here in Nigeria. If everything was put in place, I do not think would have been would have gone to Tokyo and just come back with two medals. So I really think more needs to be done now that the athletes are back. This is the time to start preparing for France 2024. This is not the time to start putting blame on either the AFN. Of course, the crisis continues to linger on, but I think this is the time for the sports minister, to try to put his house in order, reorganize the sports ministry. All these federations, all this bickering here and there should stop, so that at least at the end of the day, the athletes, can look up to those running the sport in Nigeria, and at least be motivated by the next Olympics. So I wouldn't say it was one of our best performances ever. Yes, we won two medals, but I think we could have actually done better.
Vivian, looking at Salifu's report all the way from Tokyo, let's get your thoughts about it.
It is understandable that he mentions that it is an improvement based on the fact that we won only one medal more than the last Olympics. But given the chaos surrounding the whole Olympics itself, I wouldn't say that this has been an improvement from the last Olympics. Like Afa said, there were protests. There's never been like a country that's physically protesting during the Olympics when everyone is winning medals and Nigeria is here protesting. Then we have mental health issue that was massive and athletes been affected because of this. Um, it is of course impressive that we had some sports where like canoeing or gymnastics or swimming where we had our participation for the first time, but overall it was a very disappointing Olympics in my opinion.
A very disappointing Olympic, according to Vivian. For me, I would say it's quite disappointing too, due to the fact that prior to the Olympic Games, the sports minister, talking about Sunday Diary, came out and said that Team Nigeria was not going to the Olympics for javelin, and that they are going to exceed the Atlanta '96 record where we actually won two gold. Well, looking at all the scenario that actually happened to Team Nigeria, it was just so disappointing that we didn't actually get to fix our house right before going to Olympics, and we were actually disgraced in front of the whole world. The embarrassment was just so bad for Team Nigeria. In terms of the athlete psychology was down. Morale was down. The administrators didn't actually do what they're supposed to do at this point. I think that really affected Team
Absolutely.
Nigeria performance. If we're in another climes by this time, so many people must have tendered that resignation letter, or some people might be actually be sad and relieved of that duty. But it's just sad at this part of the world that we don't get to do that. We get to sit put, even though you know that you're not supposed to be in that particular office, but you get to sit put in that particular one. Away from Salisu's reaction on the Olympic Games, we head straight to the next story. Well, Team Nigerian contingent to the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games has arrived at the capital city of Nigeria. They arrived Abuja early hours today, and My producer, if you have the video, can you just please play it so that we can see? And that was the video from Team Nigeria's. Reliance said, according to some report, they said massive jubilation as Team Nigeria arrived Abuja. But at this point in time, looking at the welcoming of the team, do you think it was top notch, or it was just far below expectation the way we saw Team Nigeria perform at the Olympic Games?
No, so are you saying they don't deserve to celebrate?
I'm just saying, like, looking at the welcoming, the bands are there. I didn't get to see a lot of people, at the airport.
No, I mean, you don't expect to see a lot of people, I mean, for whatever it's worth, for the fact that they are already Olympians, I mean, it's already a personal victory to the athletes. So it's still a thing of joy, to, participate in the Olympics, having that opportunity. Not every Nigerian has that opportunity. I mean, there are a lot of Nigerians who went through the trial stages but could not make it to the Olympics. So at least these ones were able to make it to the Olympics. Even that you went to an Olympic and didn't win a medal doesn't mean you won't celebrate. Not everybody who actually went to that Olympics actually won a medal. There are thousands of athletes who participated in that event, but yeah, you can count the ones who won a medal, but it's still something to celebrate, at least for the fact that there's some it was their first time participating in sort of an event. For someone like Funke, who is her seventh time, she also made history. So I don't see anything wrong in they celebrating their return. I think it's quite in order.
Well, looking at the video, you might want to ask that where are the rest athletes? Did they actually didn't they come back with AC and Blessing because it's just that the two athletes that we actually we get to see in that particular video.
Yeah, I was surprised. Were we really celebrating Team Nigeria? We were celebrating Team Blessing and Team Ese. So we just need to be clear about that. Are we celebrating our participation at the Olympics, or are we celebrating the medals that we've won? So we just need to be clear about that. If we were celebrating the medals and Team Blessings and Ese, then fine, yeah, all good. Yeah, they deserve all the drum rolls, all the trumpets, all the dancing, Zonto, or whatever you want to call it now. They deserve every one of that, because obviously they've done us proud. Just like Alpha said, if it was easy to be an Olympian, I would have been an Olympian ages ago. But that aside, I was looking at the medals table. 2016, Uganda I suppose they went to the Olympics. They weren't even on the table. This year they led Africa. Okay, they led Africa in the medals table. They won 2 gold medals, and I think about 1 bronze and 1 silver. If I'm correct, I stand to be corrected about that. And I am actually looking forward to the footages coming out of Kampala when they welcome back their Olympians. I want to see if they're going to bring Bobby Wine to come and sing for them from prison, or whoever to come and sing for them at the Kampala airport. I want to see that. I mean, if that's not done, then I would say, well, it'd be a very big shame, because if we are where the Team Nigeria, we should be clear what we're celebrating. It's not easy to go to the Olympics. We accept that, but a country of over 200 million, it's not a joke. 1 in every 5 black person you see is a Nigerian. I mean, imagine what other countries we see us celebrating today. But listen, I give it to the girls, Blessing, superb. She's wonderful. AC, superb. But for those girls who probably have come back with nothing, absolutely nothing, I give it to them. They are wonderful girls. They deserve every bit of welcoming. In fact, they deserve to be given palaces in Nigeria. I fully support that because they've dug in deep to bring these medals to Nigeria. They deserve to be given national honors, because they gave their best as far as I'm concerned. I'm not saying the others did not give their best. If we were probably prepared far better, they could have been, if we are prepared well, everything had gone well, and at least failed, yeah, we will know who to blame. We will know that, okay, Enoch, you are just rubbish. But no, you can't say that about those boys and girls. So let's wait. I'm really waiting. I'm actually glued to TV stations, Super Sports and everything, to see if we're going to see the Ugandans welcome the Olympians like that, South Africans, the Egyptians, yeah, and Botswana, Burundi, if they're going to welcome their athletes like that. Then if not, then I think we have a long way to go. I think we should just look ourselves in the mirror. Is this what we can do? Is this the best we can offer Nigeria? Nigeria is big. It's bigger than any one of us. Is this the best we can offer? Celebrate mediocrity? Is that the best we can give? We just have to look at ourselves. Wake up in the morning, look at the mirror, look at ourselves, and look at what we're doing. And then realize and smell the coffee, and realize if we're doing well or doing wrong. So for the girls coming in today, I won't say Team Nigeria arrived to celebration. I just say Team Blessing and Issei arrived to celebration, alongside some certain officials, obviously, including our own Oga Patapata Oga at the top of the sports ministry. I didn't see him dancing. I hope he did dance. And I hope he did to dance to the silver and bronze. And I'm already also looking forward to what his plans are, because we've been there now, we've done it, we've come back home. What's the way forward?
Of course, before we get Vivian thoughts about it, we'll go for a commercial break, and when we come back, Vivian will be giving her thoughts on the Team Nigeria arrival in Abuja. You can actually get to send your comment, talk to us about your own view, your own reaction about Team Nigeria's participation at the Tokyo Olympic Games. But for now, we'll go for a commercial break. Don't go nowhere. you. Still Tokyo 2020 in 120 minutes right here on the Leadership Podcast Studio. Vivian, before we actually went on that break, we actually going to have your thoughts on Team Nigeria's arrival in Abuja after their campaign at the Tokyo Olympic Games.
Yeah, so I agree with everything that Wale said before the break. Um, the fact is, I love the video for the fact that the ladies were celebrated and they were welcomed, and because they deserve that praise because of the hard work that they've put during the Olympics. But it just makes me wonder, what if we didn't win any medals? Would there be the same celebrations, the same trumpets, and the same people at the airport welcoming Team Nigeria overall? So yeah, I'd say that again. I hope this is not a distraction to what happened, what exactly happened at the Olympics that we shouldn't really be proud of. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Uh, Alpha, before I go forward to our next, before I go forward to our next topic that we have, what will now happen to the rest of the athletes that didn't get to win? Are we not going to welcome them? Are we not going to celebrate them?
Like I said earlier, they deserve every welcome. At least they were able to participate, make it to the Olympics. I mean, out of the hundreds of athletes who went on trials to make it to the team, to the Olympics, they were among the very few who. So I mean, they're actually in elite company. Whether like it or not, they've been able to become Olympians. So I mean, and that is something that nobody can take away from you. So I think they deserve every welcome and every encouragement, especially to spur them on, so that this won't be just their last Olympic, but I mean they should strive to get qualification next time around for France first of all, then go out there and actually perform better.
Well, it was the way forward for Team Nigeria because the next international competition will be the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham in 2022. Should we just sit back, relax, or we start the work now, or we wait for just a month to go for the Commonwealth Games? Then we'll now start running helter skelter as for us to actually see if we can start praying and fasting for us to win medals.
I wish I was the sports minister. I would have been able to answer that question very well, but unfortunately, I'm not, and I'm not a politician. But I am just going to answer this question like a Nigerian that loves sports, that knows sports, that follows sports, that love my country. I'm also going to answer this question like a journalist that obviously seek to speak the truth at all times. When I'm permitted, I think the best thing to do now to start it, the work starts now. As soon as the minister left the airport today, he needs to go back, have a good sleep. We give him that sleep, wake up tomorrow and pick up, the pen and start jotting notes. One of the things he needs to pen down would be to have a look. I am sure within the ministry, they've got quite a lot of directors, they've got a lot of tacticians, a lot of analysts, and what have you. You need to analyze what went wrong. Okay, we've talked so much about data analysis, and what have you. I don't know if they have data people in the sports ministry. I don't know because I don't work there. So work on that. Work on what went wrong. All of us, we know what went wrong. We know what went wrong with the kids. We know what went wrong with the banning of our athletes. We know what went wrong with Blessing. We know what went wrong with our preparation. The Commonwealth Games is just around the corner. Before you know it, it's time. Okay, it's not. We don't need to wait 1 second. All right, to start to prepare for that. We might think, okay, it's just the Commonwealth Games. We always go to Commonwealth Games and try as much as possible to do well. But listen, countries are getting better at their games now. They're getting better at what they see as an opportunity. Countries are now doing all they can, not just politically, but they're using sports as a tool to be known, to be a world power in the world. I mean, not a lot of people have been talking. Everyone quite recent, before COVID, always talking about the United States, about Great Britain, but some other countries are beginning to change their ideas, change that vision. Look at the Kenyans, look at the Burundians, look at all these other countries. Look at Uganda. I keep saying Uganda. Who thought, that Uganda will have done everybody now, as far as you've been following these Olympics, When you talk about Uganda, they say it's that African country that won a gold medal. That's what we want to hear about Nigeria. We don't always want to hear all those negative things. If Nigeria had done well at these Olympics, I tell you, everything negative about Nigeria will have been put in the back burner. We're not saying everything is going to be erased. No. But people will have been talking about the excellence of Nigerian youths. Excellence, what they've done at the Olympics. When Kanu and Co went and won the gold medal, when Chioma went and won the gold, people talked about it for years. They talked about it in America, in the UK, everywhere. People were talking about it. It wasn't as if we didn't have any problems at that time. We had, and we acknowledge that Nigeria had problems, and we still have, but people will have been able to talk more. I wouldn't be sitting here today talking about the kind of reception they threw for Team SA and Team Blessing at the Abuja airport. I would probably wouldn't be here. We probably would have been celebrating. We want Nigeria to win medals. We want Nigeria to be top 10, and it is very possible. It is very, very possible. We just need to do things the right way. How do we do the things the right way? We need first. Another thing the sports minister needs to do is to sort out the problem in the AFN. It cannot continue like this. Why do we have two factions? Athletics is one of our strongest points. That's one other area we're looking to go to the Commonwealth to succeed in. But if we don't solve the problem, if we don't solve it as soon as possible, we're still going to struggle. There's the issue of the kits. They're still there. Is Puma going to sue us? People are saying yes. Some people are saying no. You need to solve that problem. Because if we don't, it keeps going, and then we keep postponing it. Before you know it, Commonwealth Games is here again, and then we start again. So I know we just got 1 year to go to the Commonwealth Games. Nigeria's problem in sports will take more than a year to solve. Okay, but first and foremost, pick out what we've learned from this Olympics. All these athletes they were banned. Get in touch with them. My question to him, if I was there today, would have been, Minister, sir, have you gotten in touch with these athletes? Have you spoken with them? You personally, has anyone within the AFN spoken with them? Have they been reassured that Nigeria is solidly behind them? What have you done? I'm not saying give them money. No, speak with them. You are like the father, the head of the delegation, as far as I'm concerned. Did you speak to them at all? Did you listen to what they were protesting against? Okay, did you listen? What have you done? Are you going to set a committee? Because we're used to setting committees. I'm sure there will be lots of that to come now. When the minister is here now, there'll be committees to look into failures, committees to build a way forward, committees for Commonwealth Games, committees for 2024. But at the end of the day, what are the recommendations of these committees? Are you going by them? We have a sports ministry that oversees everything. We have lots of people in the sports ministry. What are they doing? Engage them. Engage people outside too, because every one of us can be a mountain of knowledge. I cannot say I know it all. If you say to me now to solve the problems of Nigerian sport, I don't know it all. I probably have to call on you, Wale, call on you, Afa, call on you, Vivian, call on Dapo, and ask all of you, listen, guys, what do you think? What do you think? Bring all ideas together. It's not a must. You must implement Wale's, Afa's, Vivian, Wale's, Dapo's ideas. It's not a must, but look into it, okay? And look into inwards too, in your sports ministry, in the associations. Look into it and do what you're supposed to do. Okay, we were raving about Daniel Igali, what he has done. It's so unfortunate, although what happened to her, but look at what Daniel is doing with wrestling. Look at what he's doing with wrestling. Take a leaf from that. Encourage Daniel. Encourage those athletes. So those are the first things we need to do as a minister, as a sports minister. All right. If he can start that, and again, come forward and reassure Nigerians. I have said it countless times. Let him come and apologize for this fiasco. It's a fiasco. It's nothing wrong in apologizing. It won't make you a lesser man. In fact, you will earn respect to say, listen, guys, we messed up. We're sorry, but this is what we are planning. We're starting with the Commonwealth Games. then 2024, this is what we're putting in. We know he might not be there in 2024. We know he probably has his own ambitions, but let's let things be set in stone, and whoever takes over from him continues. And the other thing is, we're talking about the sports ministry. What about the NOC? What are they there for? They're meant to oversee Olympic organization in Nigeria. That's why they're called Nigerian Olympic Committee. What are they doing? They've just sat back and let the sports ministry carry the can. It's not done. Every other country have their Olympic organization that they work with, and they set the tone for whatever. Mr. Or Engineer Abugumel has been there since, I don't know. I was probably this young when he's been there, and it's ever since that time. We've had donkeys of numbers of sports ministers have come and gone, but he's still there. What is his plans for Nigerian Olympics? It's not enough hiding behind the sports minister and say, "Oh yeah, this sports minister came 9 years gone, so then we are looking." He's the president of the NOC. What is he doing? What are his plans? So all these things we need to look at. Otherwise, I tell you, Commonwealth Games, we sit down here again and we talk about this.
Vivian, should we leave Team Nigeria's preparation to the Commonwealth Games and to 2024 Olympic Games in Paris to just the government alone, or should the private investors, actual and individuals, rather support the athletes ahead of these competitions?
It should be everyone, the government, the private investors, and just everyone trying to do their best to make sure that the athletes are prepared, because we should be able to send not just only one swimmer to the Olympics. What about two or three? How are we going to train these athletes to actually perform their best in these Olympics and actually win more medals and next time win more golds? If the Westerns can do it, so can Nigeria as well, because we are populated. We have over 200 million people. So a couple of 1 to 5 people for only one sport, that should be possible if we train and actually invest in our athletes. So it should be everyone's responsibility to produce the best athletes from Nigeria.
Papa, want to say something about it?
No, absolutely. I mean, all hands need to be on deck. It's not just sports, like I keep saying. Sport is not just government's business. You need private investors to also come in. But like I keep saying, how will the private investors come in if the environment, so to speak, is not conducive? Like just take an example of this whole Puma deal now. With this kind of thing like this, how do you want other people who are planning to do a thing or another for Nigerian sports to come in? Because it will seem as if we are not serious people. So for these private individuals to be able to come in and put their money, they want to put their money and see some sort of return. But if the environment is not conducive, they will develop cold feet in even trying to put money. So the government's role really is to set up the right structure, make the environment such that when these people put their money, they're sure that their money will actually be to the benefit of the athletes, and not benefit those in charge. Because sometimes these investors actually put money, but this money does not actually get to the athletes who are supposed to be these, beneficiaries of these funds. So I think all hands need to be on deck. The government should put, its house in order for to enable, participation from everybody. Like Vivian rightly said, I mean, why do how an event like swimming, we just had one person participating. When we had someone who in the last, National Sports Festival who won like 10 medals here, where's she? Why wasn't she, somehow brought into the team? So what's the essence of even the sports festival? I thought the sports festival, for instance, was an avenue to, discover all these kinds of talent, and harness them. But every 2 years we have this sports festival, and after the sports festival, you see some athletes who perform excellently at this sports festival, and after it's over, you don't hear of them again. Then the next one comes around, you see a whole, new set of athletes again, and the cycle continues. Why don't we, the top performers at this festival, why don't we sort of, bring them in, sort of monitor their progress, help them in their development? I'm happy with what the gymnast girl, yeah, who I think was it what state government now, has taken up, her training and development. We need those kinds of things to be happening in order for, us to, develop world-class athletes. Because if we don't do that, I mean, this cycle continues. So I think that is one of the way forward for Nigerian sports.
One last question from Team Nigeria. Looking at USA, we know that they are very good when it comes to basketball. Are very good also when it comes to athletics. Looking at Brazil, they are very good when it comes to football. Looking at the likes of Russia, swimming, they are there. Looking at the likes of Kenya, Uganda, long distance race, they are there. They're the one dominating the world when it comes to long distance race. Do you think Nigeria should focus her attention in just one particular sport, or do you think we should be a jack of all trade and at this point master of none?
I think that's a good question, because I've also asked people. I've asked very knowledgeable people very knowledgeable, more knowledgeable than I am in sports, in Nigerian sports. I've also asked them those questions about, will it not be just okay for us to just focus on sports that we are good at? But then there's no right or wrong answers to this question. What sports are we usually good at anyway? If we look at the antecedents at the Commonwealth, All Africa Games, Olympic Games, it's always the same sports: athletics, track and field, wrestling, boxing, probably table tennis to an extent, gymnastics, taekwondo. Those are the key ones that I can remember at the top of my head at the moment. I'm not saying that Nigeria will now go and start going for synchronized swimming. What do we know about synchronized swimming, or maybe rifling? Well, I know we've got a lot of hunters and what have you, but we're talking about technical games now. You know what I mean? Exactly. We've got a lot of technicalities to rifling. Pole vault. Why would we want to go to pole vault? No disrespect to people in Nigeria, but we need to. There's always a yardstick for qualifying for any competition. All Africa Games, Commonwealth Games, Olympic Games. As long as you meet that yardstick for qualification, then you stand a chance. Then all you need to do is to work on preparation. Okay, talent is not enough. When we talk about talent, I don't think there's any country in this world that's got in more talent than Nigeria. If you look at any sport, of all these countries that have been represented at this Olympic, even Japan had a Nigerian playing for them in basketball. Japan, America, Great Britain, Italy, name it, Qatar. They had Nigeria. Qatar. They had Nigeria actually, and I had a Nigerian person. That means there's something unique about the Nigerian. Something very unique that's God-given that no one can take away from us. And that's a special talent. But why are we not nurturing those talents at home? Why do we have to wait for people outside to nurture that talent? I was watching a game today, the FA Community Shield game. I'm sorry, I know we're not talking about football. It was between Leicester and Man City. Iheanacho scored. Nigerian, although fine, he was from Nigeria. Indeed, he played solid game, Nigeria, although he's from Nigeria from there. But there was another Sam Edozie boy that played for Man City today. That name don't sound English. Edozie is not English. Edozie, if I'm going to probably guess, is somewhere from the southeast. That's another talent that we've not known about. Not a lot of people have heard about. So why is it that, we have all this of Nigerian parentage, of Nigerian descent, doing well when they go outside, but reverse is the case when they're at home? Why? We need to. Those are the questions we need to ask. So, with regards to should we concentrate? Yes, we can. We can, but the key thing is preparations. This key thing is nurturing the talents. You know, I bet you that probably the 17-year-old girl that swam for us. I bet 4 years ago people didn't even know about her. And who says that girl cannot be a world champion? Who says? If she's properly trained, if she's properly prepared, she's 17 for God's sake. Next Olympics, she's probably 21, 2021. If she prepare, if she's well prepared, she's well trained. Who says she cannot win? She cannot be on the podium because she's got the talent. The talent is already there. So just like we're saying, synchronized swimming is nothing. It has nothing to do with us. But there might be one or two, three, four, five people in. Don't forget, we're 200 million. There might be like 100 people in Nigeria that actually might have the talent for synchronized swimming. But if we not concentrate on that, that means that talent is gone, dead. That's it. That talent or those talents might probably be there waiting for us to nurture to win medals for us in any competition. But because we're not focusing on that, it's gone. So there are no wrong or right answers to that. We know what we're good at, but are we really focusing on that? Are we preparing for that? Not to talk of going for rifling, synchronized swimming, pole vaulting, or probably cycling, indoor cycling, or probably skateboarding. And I know there are a lot of brilliant skateboarders in Nigeria. That's another place we can look at. Why don't we just look at them and probably give them what they want? So I think the issue is that we just need to sit down and know what we want. If we know what we want, then work towards it. And that's the key thing.
Alpha, you want to say anything about it?
No, absolutely. Like just like Wally said, we are good in quite a number of sports. So the issue of, say, for instance, concentrating on a particular sport, might not really cut it. Like you see other countries, for instance, there are different sports that certain individuals are proficient in. So I think, but like of course, obviously at the Olympics we have some particular sports that we are really good at. Things like football, table tennis, of course, boxing. Which I mean, funny enough, we didn't even participate in boxing this time around. So meaning that we didn't even have a good enough boxers who could even make the cut to the Olympics. Football, for instance, everybody still wonders how come both the male and female football team of Nigeria could not make it to the Olympics. It's very shocking indeed. These are sports that one way or the other that okay, we might eventually end up with something. Wrestling, okay, good enough. We at least we got a medal from wrestling. So the sports that we usually do well in, I think going into this kind of games, more focus should be, put into those kinds of sports to at least give us a chance of, having a higher medal haul in this sort of competitions.
Vivian, do you have any thoughts about it? Should we, no, stay put in one particular sport, or we should be, jack of all trade?
No, I don't think we should just focus on one sport. Um, I don't think the other countries decided, oh, we are good at this, let's focus just on that. They tried to discover talents in their country to then try to help them out in their various sports. The same thing that we did for swimming. We saw that Abiola was good at swimming, and then I think we tried to help her qualify for the Olympics because she was good at swimming. So it should be the same thing for the other sports as well. I think there's a pool of talent in Nigeria. I think there's a way that we can just try and just do our best to just focus on actually nurturing our talents in Nigeria in order for us to then compete in high levels like the Olympics.
Of course, we should not, put all our egg in one basket. We should try and, open up to other sports because we have the abundance of talent in the country, in and out of the country. We just need the administrators to actually do what is actually needed for them to do in terms of preparing the athletes ahead of the international competition. We have a question from Samuel, but we go for another short break, and when we'll come back, we'll be asking, I will be answering his question. Don't go nowhere. Welcome from that short break. It's still Tokyo 2020 in 120 minutes right here on the Leadership Podcast studio. Before we actually went on that short break, there was a question coming from Sam. What role does sport journalism play in unearthing talent in various sports? I feel like there are hidden genes everywhere in Nigeria for different Olympic sports. Uh, let's get your reaction on Samuel's question.
My simple answer to Sam would be: should sports journalists be the people unearthing gems for Nigeria in sports? Our role, I suppose, the sports journalist's role is to report and to be very objective in the way of reporting and presenting the news to those out there. It's not our job to go out there. So if we want to collapse the sports ministry and all the federations, then fine. Then you can say, all right, sports journalists, you go and take over the role. Because the thing is, if, for example, myself, all right, I now know a very good swimmer around my corner somewhere in London, and I say, oh, this guy is really very good in swimming. I think this guy will be good enough to swim at the Olympics. And who do I go to? Who will I go to? Who will I hand this boy over to in Nigeria? Don't forget, we have this, and I'm sorry to say this, but I think we just have to be truthful, because if we don't speak the truth, we don't learn from our past, we will not know where we're going. I remember Anthony Joshua at the age of 15 wanted to box for Nigeria. We turned him back. The same world champion, Anthony Joshua, he was turned back. And look at Anthony Joshua today. And every one of us, even myself, I claim, yeah, he's Nigerian because he's Anthony Joshua, because he's of Nigerian parentage. Hold on, we turned him back at the age of 15. One of our basketballers that played for the Tigers, there was a documentary done for this girl in one of his news media. And she was saying, I've forgotten her name now, her name will come to me. She was saying when she was in college in the United States, they reached out to her parents to come and play basketball for Nigeria. And what the parents said was no. Those parents, both of them are Nigerians in America. But they said, no, we don't want you to go. There must be a reason why they've said no. But she ended up coming back after, obviously, she finished her college. She'd done that, playing WNBA, and she decided when she was old enough that, listen, I don't want to listen to my mom and dad again. Let me go play for Nigeria. She played in the Olympics. But I can bet you, if you ask her the same question again, would you have wanted, if America had come for you and Nigeria come for you, would you have chosen? She probably will have. I don't know, I'm not in her shoes. She probably will have answered the question herself. So that's where we're coming from. We can recommend, we can discover. Sam, I know you probably know about 1 to 20 very good footballers that you've come across. How many of them have played in club sites, local club sites in Nigeria? That local club site, not to talk of under 17, under 20, or under 21, or Super Eagles, whatever. How many of them? So are we going to leave our role as a watchdog? Okay, and now start going after talent. What is the sports ministry there for? Don't they have a scouting department? What are the federations there for? Don't they have a scouting department? We've got federal federations. We've got state federations. Don't forget that. Every state of Nigeria have their own federations. We used to have school sports. I always pride myself as saying this. I went to probably one of the best secondary schools ever in Nigeria, St. Finbar's College. We pride ourselves at producing great footballers. Stephen Keshi, Siasia, Uduka Ogbade, Erin Wosu, all captains. What's happening to Youth Sports Federation of Nigeria? A very good opportunity to catch them young. Yeah. What happened to all the school sports? Nuga games, opportunities to catch people, just catch them red-handed there. Sports minister should be going. I mean, it's not sports minister now, of course. I want to excuse him now. I'm sorry, I mentioned sports. The federation should be going there to catch them, not the sports journalists. We can report that, for example, Wale won 100 meters for Lagos State University in Nuga Games. That's my job. I've done my job. Wale has won it. It's up to the AFN to be there when I won it, to now talk to me to say, Wale, you done well. You can do ABCD. Obviously, these are the plans we have for you. And all right, let's start preparing. Why are Americans succeeding? They have a very good collegiate system, sports. That's why they always come here. They, in quote, steal our best talent with the offer of good universities, sports scholarship. And then they go, how many American journalists, how many British journalists go out of their way to look for? They don't have to do it. We've got scouts all around. NBA Africa is now in Africa. What do you think that is for? To steal our talents to the NBA. They've done it. They kept it there. They're pumping money in it. They take our talents to the NBA. Very soon, they're already looking at Nigerians. Oh, before it used to be athletics. They're stealing. I'm sorry, I'm using stealing. They're taking all our good athletes. They're taking them. Now we're seeing that these people are beginning to do good in wrestling. Watch out. They're coming for us in wrestling. So to answer your question, give it back to the federations. They have them federations from federal, from Nigeria to state. Let them go and do the job. We will report all these children. They're doing well. Then it's left for them to take them.
Of course, Sammy, I'm very sure that your question has been answered by Awole at this point in time. So, okay, there is another comment from Adebayo Amodu saying first. Our first team, Nigeria, has consistently had a dismal outing at the Olympics with the best in Atlanta 1996. How come 2022 Q is not an improvement in teams, organization, and preparation? Second, the Olympic year is always turbulent for sports federation and their hierarchies. How come the crisis repeated itself right under the watch of Solidarity and his advisors? Alpha.
Well, for the crisis in the AFN, let me start with that. Well, actually, a crisis he actually inherited from his predecessor, Sunday Dalong. But inheriting that crisis, one will expect that when you're coming into the saddle like that, you are meant to, sort of try to settle, these factions. But he came and instead of, settling these factions, he actually took sides, and that's what the former minister Dalong also did. He had a certain faction who he warmed up to. And when Sunday Dari came in, he chose another faction. And so this crisis continued up till and like that question rightly said, every Olympic year there's always crisis in the federations. And I wonder why it happens during an Olympic year. Is it because of maybe the money that might be allocated to the ministry? So but I don't really know what happens, but I really expected the current minister to resolve the crisis in the AFN, which he hasn't been able to do. I mean, we understand that even in Tokyo, for instance, a certain faction, were allowed to, go to Tokyo, and while the other faction was denied access, in fact, he actually made it impossible for the other faction to even be in Tokyo. So and this crisis had continued. So, but I do really expect that now that they are back, this is the time to find a way of resolving this crisis because it's gone on for too long, and we can't continue like this. So now when you even want to get an official reaction from the AFN, which of the AFNs is the real AFN? Because this faction says one thing, another faction says different thing. So which one is the real faction? So we can continue to have factions in an important federation like the AFN. I mean, apart from the NFF, AFM seems to be one of the most important federations in sports in Nigeria. So this crisis must stop. So I really appeal to the minister to find a way of resolving this crisis. Like Wally rightly said, we have a year to the Commonwealth Games, and if care is not taken, you might be surprised that before the Commonwealth Games, leading up to Commonwealth Games, there will still be bickering here and there. And we'll go to the Commonwealth Games and come back with, shambolic performance again. And we'll start looking up to France and say, okay, France will do better. If we continue like that, even in France, we'll still come back here and continue these lamentations.
Of course, lamentation continues if we don't get that to do the right thing. That's actually coming from Alpha at this point in time. But we just stay away from Team Nigeria's participation at the Olympic Games. We head straight to the more cheering news, talking about the Brazil national under 23 team. They actually retained their Olympic title after they defeated the Spanish side 2-1 in that particular match. Vivian, what do you make up of Brazil getting to retain their gold title in football? Vivian, we can't hear you at this point.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so as we predicted yesterday, that Brazil will won. Indeed, they did deliver. They've always won gold, silver, or bronze. This is their game. They know how to play it well, and it shouldn't be a surprise that they actually won against Spain. But wishing them all the best for the next Olympics.
Uh, After looking at a certain man called Danny Alves, he has won virtually all, the
Almost
cup,
everything in
or
football.
almost everything in football at this point in time. Do you think he was the main man behind, Brazil, getting to retain
Not just
the football goal.
not just him, that team. Like Vivian rightly said. I mean, this is their game. You know, even though the English, football has its origins, with the English, but this is when it comes to the game of football, the Brazilians have it. They know how to play this game, and like I rightly predicted yesterday, I predicted a gold finish for Brazil. Yes, no. Kudos to the Spaniards. They put up a good fight. At a point the game was 1-1, headed into it was a few minutes to so we're already looking forward to penalties before that brilliant strike from Malcolm. So this a back-to-back gold medal for Brazil, and don't forget that before they won their first gold medal in Rio, it took them about over 46 years to win. If they had won everything in football except for an Olympic gold medal, which they eventually broke that jinx with Neymar and Co. In when they hosted the Olympics, in Rio, and coming back into this Olympic again, they've done it again, making it back-to-back gold for the Brazilians. So kudos to them, and like the how the this is sort of like a preparation also for you know even the World Cup, with this team. So kudos to the Brazilians once again, and no disrespect to the French, to the Spaniards. They also had a very decent side, had a very good young team, who some of them, played in the Euros and coming to this tournament. Although yes, they are one of the favorites, but they actually lived up to expectations by ending up with a silver medal.
Of course, when you're looking at the Brazilian team back to back, getting to retain that title gold, what is actually working for them because as it is, it's looking like as if they are very, very consistent when it comes to football.
Ah, yeah, obviously the Brazilians are very consistent. I think they actually really done well. Don't forget, Brazil will always be Brazil. But the fact that they always be Brazil don't mean people cannot come and beat them 7-2 or 7-1 like the Germans did
Oh,
at some point. So I think they were actually very focused at this. They won the Rio at home, gold medal, and they've defended the title with honors this time around. They have a very strong team. If you look at that team, it's a very, very strong team. Could actually pass for Brazil's A team,
oh,
except for a few players here and there. Richarlison from Everton, they're all
oh,
true. You've got players from Ajax, players in Europe. Obviously, you've got Daniel Alves, ageless Daniel Alves.
oh,
Even at that age, I remember in 2003, he played in under 20 World Cup. 2003, under 20, and he's still playing. So I'm trying to send a message, but I won't send it. So and he's still playing. Yeah. So and he probably one of the most decorated players
oh,
in the world of football. Is credits to him. They came with a game plan. We saw it through. So unfortunate for the Ivorians. They could have done well in this competition. They lost to Spain, even though they were leading 2-1 with a few minutes to go. And obviously, Eric Bailly, which
oh,
very inconsistent defending. Who knows? Maybe Brazil will have been playing another African country, Cote d'Ivoire, in this final, which will have been quite interesting. But I give it to the Brazilians. They know how to defend titles when they can, but it's so unfortunate that our under 23 couldn't go to
oh,
this tournament. It could
oh,
have been good, but
oh,
well, kudos to them. Good luck to them. They've won it, and hopefully I'm sure at the end of today they probably will be thinking about 2024 to say, yeah, I want to come back and make it
oh.
3 in a row, just like the American basketball team. But we'll wait and see.
Of course, we'll wait and see. But a certain man talking about Danny Harvest, he's 38-year-old, and this is his 43rd, title in his footballing
Wow,
career. So as it is, ageless
Oh,
Danny, ageless Danny
ageless.
Harvest,
oh,
getting to play. We saw his exploit in Barcelona, in PSG. Has been, impressive for the past 10, 15 years in football. So we wish him. I think he can actually retire with this.
yes,
Just
happily. I mean, this will, be a good send off for him if he so
Yeah,
decides to retire. Yeah.
I think
Of course,
the only
just
thing probably
remaining the
missing.
World Cup. World Cup.
Yeah, I was just about saying that. The only thing missing is the World Cup. Yeah, but good career.
Of course, good career away from football. We head straight to the slamming and dunking game where the United States actually put aside their disappointing start at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic, and they went all the way to win the gold medal. They actually defeated France, who actually defeated them in their first group game. Defeated them 87 to 82 in the finals, decided the early hours of today. And it's certain, Kevin Durant was the man in charge, scoring about 29 points for the United States of America. Also, it's certain Nigeria. If you people has been praising him, talking about Bami Adebayo at this point in time, they have been praising him all over that he is the new Captain America. Well, at this point in time, Vivian, let's get your reaction. Team US, they actually put aside their disappointing start and they went all the way to win the gold medal.
I'm split. I was hoping for France to win instead of the United States, just for the fact that the United States have so many medals right now. Um, but again, I was expecting them to win, but at the same time, I didn't want them to win. They are the champions in basketball. They always deliver when it comes to these games, and after the poster that they had, they still came back strong and they did what they did. So we should have the same energy even for our tigers and our tigers. But yeah, well done to the team.
Of course, Alpha, let's get your reaction. This is the second time that the US will lose their first group game and they will go all the way to win the finals.
No surprises, irrespective of how they started. They started, not on a winning note, but they eventually they could, pull themselves back up and went all the way to, to win the gold medal. I actually supported them. I actually wanted them to win, and of course they didn't disappoint. This is their game, and once again they've proved to the world that when it comes to basketball, this is our game. So a nice one, and also a good one for Kevin Durant, who actually was really tipped to win, the NBA championships, but sadly lost to the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference Final. So I think this Olympic gold will be a consolation for him. At least he's able to. After that loss to the Bucks, he's been able to at least win an Olympic gold medal. Actually, for the third time, and for the US, this makes it 4 Olympic gold medals in a row. So good one to them. The French also actually put up a good side because looking at the scoreline, it wasn't much of it's not like they were trashed.
Just 5 points.
Just 5 points. But of course, the Americans, technically better, were able to assert themselves in the end and actually pick that gold medal.
Looking at the American team, this is a fourth consecutive gold medal. As Alpha earlier said, they won the gold medal in Beijing, also in London, and also in Tokyo. This is the fourth consecutive, gold title. And they actually, they also had the greatest run in the Olympic, winning 7th consecutive, gold medal. They did that in the space of 1936 to 1968 in that, particular hour. Wally, looking at the US team, basketball is a game. Do you see any country at this point in time getting too upset at the US, looking at the fact that both male and female team actually not played in the final? They will be playing. The female team will be playing in the final against the Japanese side in the early hours of tomorrow.
You know what I think? I think the medal table for 2024 Paris is already set. The US, they already have 1 gold medal already. That is for 2024. So all the other teams should just forget about the basketball because they seem to know how to win it. They got talent. I know we've spoken about the fact that NBA is different FIBA in a way.
Mm.
But these guys, whatever name you want to call it, NBA, FIBA, Fibres, FIBA, whatever, as long as it's hitting the ball on the ground and dunking and shooting the basket, that's it. They're done. They're gonna do it. They've got talent, and they've got millions of talents. And you know what? That's what I've been saying about the NBA. It's a very, it's not a culture. NBA alone itself is actually richer than some of the countries you see around. Apparently, they said it's worth about $8 billion. That's a year. That's what they get a year. That's why they're able to sign players at astronomical amount of money, and it's not going to stop. NBA is a business. It's not run by the government, mind you. It's not run by the Basketball Federation of America, mind you. It's just a business. That's what we're saying. And they keep producing the best. When they're thinking, all right, we're not producing the best enough, they go to other countries and bring those best in. They pay them the money, they send them to schools, they get everything, So that's what we're saying. So we who stops us from probably doing something close to this in Africa? Now they're bringing the, what do you call it, NBA into Africa. All right, there must be a reason why they're bringing NBA into Africa. So the Americans, they are good at what they're doing. The gold medal is no surprise. A lot of Americans, even sports journalists in America, actually wrote them off, especially after they lost to Nigeria. Sports journalists in America, they were like, nah, that's it, that they're done. But look at them. Who's having the last laugh now? They are the one. KD led 29 points. Bam, considered by Nigeria at a point, but he decided, no, I want to play basketball for the United States. He's not regretting that now. And they've got talent, and they've got a factory of talents. Those talents will always be coming down the factory line every year. And I can promise you that some of these guys you've seen today will also be in Paris. Just like KD, he's been at 3 Olympics. Now this is the 3rd one. There'll be other ones, young boys, And what can we say? What else can we say about US and basketball? They've got what it takes. They've got the money, they've got the talents, and they keep doing it. And long may that be until the Tigers stop them. And hopefully one day we will stop them.
Vivian, looking at looking at that team that will be playing against Japan tomorrow, and it's going to be for a whole lot of fireworks because they have actually won the men's edition, and they'll be looking forward to make it a win for themselves in the women's game. Can you talk us through what you think will actually go down when US and Japan will actually face off?
Japan is the host nation, so I'm pretty sure they will pull up a very, very strong fight against the United States. Again, the United States, they might win again, but I think Japan will make sure that this time they will get the gold.
Of course, Ivan is saying Japan will make sure that they get the gold. Before I get Alpha's and Wale's reaction on the female basketball final event against Japan and US, we go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll be dissecting that particular preview ahead of that heavyweight clash in Tokyo. Don't go away. Welcome from that short break. It's still Tokyo 2020 in 120 minutes right here on the Leadership Podcast studio. Alpha, looking at the preview between Japan versus US in the women's basketball event final. What should we expect? Should we expect fireworks or should it be, a one-sided game?
I wouldn't say it's going to be a one-sided game. It's going to be a tough game, notwithstanding. Um, in any competition or tournament, for instance, once you make it to the final, it means you're certainly not a pushover.
Hmm.
So I see the Japanese, putting up a good fight. After all, they are hosting. But I mean, when it comes to the US and basketball, I really don't bother myself too much. An upset can happen, but straight away, I think the US is taking this one.
Of course, because looking at the third place match, France defeated Serbia to win the bronze medal in that particular one. Wale, let's get your thoughts briefly on Japan versus US.
It's going to be a tough one. US, I think, played probably game one or two. They beat Japan in that, I think, about 86-69, if I'm right, already in the Olympics. So you can see the margin of that. So it's going to be a tough match, but definitely I'm giving it to the United States. They've got too much firepower to give it a go. Japan at home, yes, but the US girls they're top. So going for gold, yes.
Of course, looking at the last about for our team, the last time they actually played was in the group stage of the Tokyo Olympic Games. US defeated Japan 86-69 in that particular match. Then in August 16, 2016, United States defeated Japan 110-64. Also, Japan lost to US in July 1996, 93 to 108. Then the Japanese side in 1976, actually got their first victory over the Americans. They defeated American 84 to 71. So looking at all this, United States has won, their last three meeting. Japan actually won at their first meeting in 1976 in that particular one. Then looking at you know their road to the final, United States defeated Serbia in the third place match 79-59. They defeated Australia in the quarterfinal stage at 79-55. And then in their last group game against France, they defeated them 93-82. And then in their second group game in that particular one, that was where they defeated Japan 86 to 69. And then in the first group game against our own Tigers, the US defeated us with 81 to 72. Then looking at the Japanese, their first group game against France, they won that match 74-70. They lost against US. They won against Nigeria 102 to 83. They won against Belgium in the quarterfinal stage 86 to 85, just one goal margin. They actually separated both countries. Then in the quarterfinal stage, they defeated France 87 to 71. So looking at Japan side, they have not scored above 87 points. They have been all their points, getting to win all their matches have been below 80. Right at the US team are actually they have recorded about 93 points. That is the biggest victory. So as it is on paper, it looks like the US side are going to win that particular one. So we just keep our finger crossed and we'll see what pans out at the end of the day. So talking about the US team, the United States of America has won the 7th straight Olympic 4x400 meters relay gold. Impressive from this side. Very, very good in athletics. Just to let you know, US legend Alison Felix claimed a record of 11th Olympic medal in that particular one, where the likes of Poland they earned the silver medal and Jamaica the bronze medal. Looking at the US team, 4x4 meters.
I mean, they've held that 4x400 for down for as long as I can remember. So they've always done very well in that particular event, and I didn't expect any less from them this time around. So another good performance from the US. Like we've said over and over again, they know there are some certain sports, especially in the Olympics, that they are very good at, and you see that come Olympic after Olympic, they keep impressing in these games. So in as much as yes, they are no longer minnows in sport as we say, but once you take a particular kind of sport and make it yours, sometimes it becomes very difficult to not to win something out of it. For this kind of relay, even before they even step on the tracks, you somehow, even if you're competing against them, you just have this feeling that we are just competing, because we know the winner. Exactly. Right. So kudos to them. 7 times is not a small feat. So once again, huge congratulations to United States.
Vivian, looking at this athlete, Alison Felix, she is the most decorated athlete when it comes to the track and field event in the Olympics. What do you make of her impressive, superlative performance?
Yeah, again, like Alpha said, it's not a surprise that some games in the United States they just excel in it. They hold on those games and then they continue to set records on them. When it comes to Alison, she's a champion. She's been working in these games for such a long time that it only made sense that she's going to come again and then set a new record. And again, congratulations to Funke as well for being the seventh African.
We are talking about medals here. We're not talking about appearance.
Yeah, congratulations to our team as well.
Of course, Wale, looking at Alison Felix, it's like this is her 11th medal in at the Olympic Games. Do you think, or do you see a Nigerian athlete representing Nigeria, not other country, are getting to win about 10, 11 medals in the Olympic Games in the nearest future?
I pray and hope that will come in my lifetime. I sincerely pray. I know Vivian was trying to throw stones at that time when she decided to speak about a certain. I'm not going to mention that name, but give it to Alison. She's been wonderful. I mean, all her career she's won about altogether in her career she's probably won up to about 40 medals, including 27 gold medal in different Olympic Games, World Indoors, Youth Championship, World Pan African American, whatever. It shows consistency. That's what we're talking about. Because how old is she? She's still 35. That means, I don't know, depending, if she doesn't call it quits, she probably might have another tournament, another Olympic tournament under her belt. So that's what we're talking about. When it's not just about talent, because she's 35. So it's not just talent pushing out there. It's talent combined with some other things. All right, preparations. Being mentally stable. She's not thinking about, oh, who is going to sponsor me, or okay, I'm going to train today. I don't have the right coach to train me. At that age that she's over 30. The bones might be a little bit weak, but she has a conditioner. She's conditioning herself. She's getting the right food. She's got a nutritionist and everything going on well for her. Then why would she not be winning gold medals? The same cannot be said about our girls or our boys. So that's why I say it's not just talent. Talent is there, good, or you work on that talent. And she's a superb person. She's not just Alison Felix. She maybe she didn't need to now add Super Alison Felix to her name. And obviously, the United States have always been preparing people like that. We remember the likes of Carl Lewis, Flojo, also the late Flojo, also Gail Divas, and all of them. They consistently they win. Right after the Jamaicans also have somebody like that, Shelley and Fraser Price. who at the age of 36, she's still, she's still winning gold medals, she's winning silver medal after becoming a mother, which is not easy for a woman. After becoming a mother and you see coming back to run, so it's not just about talent, it's about some other stuff. And I only wish her well. I'm actually looking forward to seeing her at the next Olympics because she's probably just going to be 38 years old if she's not throwing in the towel yet.
Of course, looking at Alison's, laureate medal, she has won a total of 14 medals for the United States of America in the Olympic Games. She has won 7 gold medals, three silver medals, and then 1 bronze medal. And in the World Championship, she has won 13 gold medals, 3 silver medals, then 2 bronze medals. World Indoor Championship, 1 gold medal. World Youth Championship, 2 gold medal. World Relay, 1 silver medal. Pan American Games, 1 gold medal, 1 bronze medal. World Athletics Final, 3 gold medal, 1 silver, and 1 bronze medal. What an impressive CV for.
That's an impressive one.
Right.
Like you were saying, we hope in our lifetime we'll get to see this sort of achievement from a Nigerian athlete. But these things don't happen by wishful thinking. It takes years of practice, years of training, years of dedication, and complete focus to achieve this sort of feat. So I really hope our Nigerian athletes will you know uh, you know take it a step further. But sometimes really you don't blame these athletes because when you're in an environment, for instance, where you're not thinking of where your next meal is going to come from, all you think about is sports and how to get better at the sport. Why won't you perform better? But in this climate, it's not the same thing. You're thinking of the dependents you have who depend on you, for whatever stipend you might come out of your participation in these competitions. And how do you focus? Because at that point, all you're trying to focus is on how are you going to make ends meet. But when you're in a situation where these things are already been taken care of, you have every opportunity to excel.
Of course, you have every opportunity to excel if you have the conducive environment for you to thrive. No doubt about it. The sky will surely be your starting point. But moving away from Alessandra Flex at this point in time, we're straight to Hamburg. You'll be surprised that you're talking about Hamburg at this point in time. Yes, this is the game in the Olympics where France actually defeated Denmark 25-23 to win their own gold medal in the handball event. Just so sad that African representative talking about Egypt actually they actually fall to Spain 33 to 31, and that particular one. So many people were asking, where is Team Nigeria when it comes to handball? Just to let you know, Team Nigeria, talking about the female team, actually made a return to the African Nations Cup when it comes to the female Nations Cup after 25 years, and they only got to this semi-final of the event, and they actually finished around the 7th position in that particular. So it shows that when it comes to handball, we are far
Very
behind.
far
But
behind.
it's a certain man who's actually trying to revive the sport. Talking about Samuel Cho, who is the president of the handball federation. We now have the running league in the country, both the male and female league. So we should get to see improvement in the game of handball in the nearest future. But let's just get a reaction. Vivian, looking at France, defeating Denmark in the finals.
Yes, so they are the only men's team to actually have 3 Olympic titles,
Mm,
and it was sort of a revenge against Denmark because they previously lost against Denmark and then they came back even stronger. I would have wished for Egypt to win against Spain, but Spain are really good at what they do, and yeah, again, like you said, with the Nigerian team, I just hope that the sport does revive in Nigeria and then we can come forward with athletes for this sport as well.
mm. Okay, we have some comments from our Facebook page at this point in time. Producer, you can have them on the screen for us to read them. Okay, Adebayo Amodu saying the next Olympic is upon us in less than 3 years. Effective preparation should begin with having the right people with the right experience. Adebayo again, Nigeria needs to restructure how it funds sports. view sport and how to approach building a future for its youth, because a nation that does not invest in sport basically does not invest in its youth. Okay, it's coming from Samuel. I think a medal for US is a medal for some other countries also, because this is hardly any US Olympic athlete that has not that is not from another country. So congrats to Nigeria on the basketball good medal. I think at this point in time, looking at what Sam saying that the US, okay, that was saying the Tokyo Olympic program by Leadership Newspaper Group is one of the best I have seen. Congratulations for putting up a fantastic program. Nigeria did not win gold at Tokyo. If I must say, the program won the exclusive gold in congratulations. Oh, thank you for your comment. Of course, looking at the comment or observe, they actually say virtually some athletes in the US team are from other parts of the country, but the US should not be, rejoicing. Other countries too should be happy because we have other athletes like in basketball. We have our own club there in that team, so we should celebrate.
Yes, yeah, a bit. Yes, you can celebrate, but I mean, you can't really take credit for something that you are not really a part of. These athletes were developed, trained, and the investment was done over there in the US. So it's like having a child and you give up the child for adoption, and tomorrow when you become successful, you come and say, so exactly. So let's just leave it at that and just congratulate the US, because I mean they were nurtured and developed in this state. So well, if Nigeria wants to win a gold medal, I think we should do the right things, and maybe next time around we'll also be celebrating a Nigerian gold medal.
Of course, maybe next time we'll be celebrating the Nigerian gold medal if we'll do at the right time. We'll go for our last break, and when we come back, we'll look at those athletes who have actually made a mark in the Olympic Games, and also we will be looking at the table, at the medals table, before we round up at the show. Don't go nowhere. welcome from that short break. You still Tokyo 2020 in 120 minutes right here on the Leadership Republicans studio. Before we went on that break, we were actually talking about handball where the Denmark side to claim that good medal on that particular one. So before quickly, let's just look at some a few athletes which actually break the world record at the Olympic Games. Looking at the US 400 meters hurdler, talking about Sydney, actually earned the gold medal for a record time in that particular event. So I would say that she is, the world holder, record holder for US in the 400 meters hurdles event. Then talking about Casterin, Hall of, of Norway, actually won the men's 400 meters hurdles event, and he has been making an impressive run in his career. Also looking at the triple jump, Milo Rogers actually won the triple jump with a 15.8 meters of 5 feet 4 inches in that particular one. Then looking at cycling in the men's pursuit team event, we saw Italy, Simon Consonan getting to win the race in that particular one. While in the female team, the Chinese happened to pick the gold medal in the women's side inside the velodrome of the Tokyo Stadium. Then the Germans also won the women's pursuit team right with gold at the field world record during the Olympic Games with a time of 4 minutes, 4 something seconds there. About that, looking at swimming, US actually get to demolate the game. Caleb Gilres actually competed in the men's 100 meters butterfly, and during that particular game, he emerged the champion with a record that was held by Michael Felix before with a time of 49.45 a second. Impressive, timing from that particular. The United States, the cadre of Ran Murphy, Caleb, Paul, Michael Andrew, actually won the four by 100 meters, medley final during the Olympic Games with a record minute of 3 minutes, 26.78 second. Great Britain won the four by 100 meters mix relay in that particular one, while the Chinese side also won the 4 by 200 meters freestyle relay, while the Australian were winners of the women's 4 by 100 meters and relay. Then looking at shooting, China actually dominated the shooting game. And then Chinese celebrated after winning the medals in the men's 73 kg weightlifting event in that particular one. So a whole lot of world record has been broken in the Olympics. New ones has been set. We hope to see Nigeria, getting to set world record. But it does not actually come easy. They need a whole lot of work to actually do that at the right frame of mind for them to do it. Away from that, we go straight to the medals table. Let's see what the medals table is looking at the day before the final day of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. People Republic of China are still the one leading the medals table with 38 gold medal. 31 silver medal, 18 bronze medal, making it a total of 87 medal for them. They stand according to the overall medal table. They are the one leading the medal table. United States of America followed closely with 36 gold medal, 39 silver medal, 33 bronze medal, making it a total of 108. Japan 27 medal, Russia 20 medal, Great Britain. Even at this point in time, she'll be very happy. 20, gold medal in that particular one. Australia 17, Germany 10, Netherlands 10, Italy 10, France 9, New Zealand 7, Brazil 7, Hungary 6, Canada, Republic of Korea, Cuba all have 6 gold medal. Poland 4, with Czech Republic, Norway, and Jamaica, Spain with 3 gold medal. Vivian, let's get your reaction. Can the People's Republic of China run away as the overall winners of the 2020 Olympic Games taking into the consideration that there are still some finals to be decided early hours of tomorrow. One of that is the basketball, women's final, and the US in the final.
Yeah, I think if the United States wins that gold medal, they will still be in the second position. Just the fact that, given the fact that gold medals are valued slightly more than bronze and the silver, and it looks like China is at 38, but United States at 36. But again, the United States has won way more medals than China. But again, gold medals are just valued more, that China may get away with being the winners of 2021. Um, I'd say that again, Nigeria is at 74. Looking forward to the next Olympics, just to see if we can progress onto our 60s and 50 thresholds.
As it done and dusted, Wale, or a miracle can still happen for United States of America.
Wow. Tell the Americans they are not on top. Because as far as they're concerned, they've got more medals. That's what counts. Gold, silver, whatever. That don't count. But yeah, it's going to be neck and neck. Kudos to the Chinese. They're always there about, between one and third, they're always there. It shows you that those countries are, they value sports. They value sports, and don't forget China and America, they are like cat and mouse now, especially in terms of economy. And now they're thinking in terms of sports, we are better than you. Each side is probably claiming we're better than the other side. But it's fun to see both of them. The major ones, whenever you think about the Olympics, we always think about the 100 meters sprint. That's what you always think about, So, and I think that this time we're giving it to the Italians. And I think a certain person here is actually smiling. Well, so as far as that person is concerned, the Italians are actually the champions of the Olympics. Because when you look at 100 meters, that's the thing. But it's a good one. It's a good one. But I think the Chinese will run away with it this time around. I think so.
Alpha, will the Chinese run away with
Clearly.
it, or the US will just wait for the time minutes and get to stun the Chinese?
I think the Chinese will have this one. How many finals do the US have? Well, I can't remember, but I know basketball. If they win that, you take them to 37. One shot or one gold medal shot, from the Chinese. So overall, they have more medals, but I still expect the Chinese to, win this one.
Of course, we still expect the Chinese to win this one. But let's look at the African, table. Let's just see which African country is actually leading at the medal table at this point in time. I know we can actually make reference to that Nigeria is sitting in the 74th position, but no doubt about it. Let's keep our finger crossed and see what will happen in Paris 2024. Okay, looking at Egypt, South Africa, they are the number one rank country in the African continent with their three.
I think it's actually Kenya. Kenya is 25.
Kenya is 25. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, they are getting to do brilliantly in that particular. They have 3 gold medal. Wow, they have 3 gold medal, four silver medal, and 2 bronze medal, making a total of 9 medals for Kenya in that particular one.
Uganda has 2 gold medals, 1 silver.
Yeah, so they're second in Africa.
1 bronze.
So they're second in Africa. Looking at that's Uganda. Then those guys are the one leading in that. That is second best country in Africa at this point in time. Then looking at Egypt at this point, they have South Africa. They have 1 gold medal, 2 silver medal, making a total of 3 for them. While Egypt have 1 gold medal, 1 bronze medal, and 4 silver medal.
No, 4 bronze.
4 bronze medal. Okay. Then we saw Ethiopia also getting to win 1 gold medal, 1 silver medal,
2
and
bronze.
2 bronze medal. While Tunisia have 1 gold medal, 1 silver medal, And looking at Morocco, they have one good medal. It has been good medal for some of the African biggest team. Why Nigeria actually left out in the gold medal. They will have the likes of Nigeria. We are 74 on the league table on the log with just one silver and one bronze medal. Then the last country in that particular one is Rwanda. They have one silver medal. The Ghanaians have one bronze medal also, and Namibia has one silver medal in that particular one. While the likes of Botswana, one bronze medal, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, one bronze medal, Cote d'Ivoire, one bronze medal. If you are looking at the African, table, did Nigeria the giant of Africa? Did we do well?
It doesn't look like we're the giants of Africa. If we look at the medals table, we are the largest population. However, I'd say that again, if we pick up talents in our country, train them, and then maybe take them also abroad and just invest in our athletes, this is how we're going to improve our sports competition in Nigeria and worldwide as well. So yeah.
Well, at this point in time, we'll be, asking you for your general comment, your overview of everything that happened in Tokyo Olympic Games in just 20 seconds.
Yes, we just need to learn lesson. Tokyo have done well. I mean, the organizers. I mean, not Nigeria. So we just need to learn lessons and put into practice everything we said at the beginning of this program and see what will happen. We still got Commonwealth Games coming up. Hopefully, things will have changed before then.
Of course, Alpha, let's get a comment, general overview for Tokyo 2020.
Nice organization in spite of the challenges with the pandemic. But I mean, the Tokyo organizers were still able to pull it off. So kudos to the organizers.
Vivian, your last comment.
Yeah, so looking forward to the Commonwealth, looking forward to Paris 2024. Hopefully, again, we try to win a gold and not to remove the value on the other medals, but it's time for Nigeria to start winning golds as well.
It's time for Nigeria to start, winning the gold as well. At this point, we want to thank you guys for coming on the show. Wale, thank you very much, for your insight analysis on everything that went down in Tokyo.
Thank you so much for having me. Hopefully, we do this again during the Commonwealth.
Of course, Vivian, the lady talking sport, it has been, nice having, getting to talk sport on the show.
Thank you. It was fun. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Alpha, we started this show together from day one. And you're here. Thank you so much for being a good striking partner.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Of course, we want to thank our sponsors. Talking about Car Sprint, they have supported us from day one up to this moment. You can check them out on www.carsprint.com.ng. Digital printing at speed of light. Also thanking NDLEE for sponsoring the show. They are saying they're wishing Team Nigeria best of luck. Of course, they did their best at the Tokyo Olympic Games. Not forgetting Masa. They also, getting to support the show. They're saying steering the maritime industry to a better future. Of course, I cannot end the show without thanking all our producers at the studio. Talking about Samuel, talking about Oscar, Daniel on the console, Celestine doing marvelously well for this great production. Not forgetting our Oga at the top, Mr. Bayo, Modu, also editor-in-chief. Thanking you guys. Not forgetting other analysts that are actually come on the show. Dapo, talking about Jonathan, Silas, Fidelis. You guys have been the best. You guys actually rock. All of us, we are gold medalists as far as concerned. Talking about the chairman of the leadership group also, thanking you for actually putting up these shows together. And also, of course, we cannot end this show without thanking you, our viewers, for staying with us right from day one of this broadcast on the 2020 Olympic Games show. For me, Olawale Ayen, I'm saying thank you very much for staying with us. It's still the Tokyo 2020 in 120 minutes right here on the Leadership Podcast Studio. Till we come your way, 2024 by God willing at Paris, we get to bring you all the happening that will be happening in Paris. Maybe our next stop will be the 2022 Commonwealth game. But for now, I'm saying God bless you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Bye bye for now.